What's up, guys? Madaz back here again. Today we're going to do a video about short squeezes and how and why do they happen. So first and foremost, if you guys haven't checked out my new website that I just launched yesterday, www.madazmoney.com, take a couple minutes and check it out. It's been a lot of hard work put into it, and I'm really happy and proud to finally get it out there. And it's all just free content for you guys. Pretty much all of my YouTube videos and all of my blog posts all in one spot, so that way you guys don't have to go through like 2, 3, 4 different places to locate all of my content. You can just go to one website and it has everything. So let me know what you guys think. Definitely there's going to be a lot more content added to the added in the future, but for now we're just going to use YouTube and blog posts, and we're just going to grow along with the website. So also I want to thank all you guys that attended the webinar yesterday, the live Q&A webinar. For those of you that missed it, of course I'm going to be doing another one. Not sure yet when, but I will probably be doing this pretty periodically. So no need to worry, guys. I'm going to be doing another one very shortly. So on with the video. Today we're going to talk about short squeezes, and we had one very epic one in CBLI today. So unless you were living in a cave today, you definitely saw CBLI take off today, and it went from on Friday, it was in the ones, 149, you see there on the chart. Today it gapped up to around $2, and then it took off, and now after hours it's flirted with the fives, even 490 there on the high after hours. So pretty epic move. Stock up 207%. And in this video I'm going to explain exactly what I think happened. So to understand why short squeezes happen, obviously a lot of you guys, the shorthand answer you guys probably know, it's because there were too many shorts that got caught and they were forced out of their position. All right, that's a pretty general answer, but we're going to go and dig in deeper and find out why that works that way. So let's just look at the morning action. Let's just say you only knew this portion of the chart, and you got the first wick here, which made it look like a really nice typical short. You got your pre-market highs, and then you got that huge surge, bunch of chasers at the open, and the wick back down. And this is usually a short signal, and definitely if you shorted this, you were still able to capture a good 40-50 cents. I was able to short this, make a good profit off it in the morning. But the thing here is the stock held this whole number of 2, which is also a pre-market support on this candle right here. You can kind of see around this $2 mark was pre-market support, and you can kind of see on the first 5 candles at the open, that's 15 minutes in time, none of these candles went under $2. So basically what happened here was that all the shorts that kind of piled on here and they saw this low VWAP reject, they were hoping for a flush under 2, and after a certain point they didn't get it, and somebody just blinked and it ended up resulting in this squeeze right here. And then, you know, it broke above the high of day, did a little bit of a reject here on this candle, and then it held VWAP, held VWAP, another appears to be like a double top, and another little VWAP kind of hold, break under VWAP, but it didn't break underneath this little resistance level around 225-ish, which is now acting as support. And as you guys see, the rest is history, as the stock eventually just grinded into lull and consolidated higher, holding this high of day here from the morning, 270s as support during the lull hours, and then it squeezed some more. So let's just talk about what exactly happened. So obviously the main thing here is the shorts obviously got caught. So let's just figure out what causes this kind of a move. So the number one term that comes to mind is this play was crowded. So what does crowded mean? Crowded basically means that a lot of people, too many people, are thinking the same thing. Be it a stock could be crowded on the long side, a stock could be shorted on the shorts, a stock can be crowded on the short side. So obviously here, if you look at this chart right here, it looks like a bearish chart. right? Up to this point before this big candle, right? You got the huge wick, which indicates a large stuff move back below pre-market highs and what appears to be a VWAP reject. But what happens is too many shorts got in here, and then once the twos couldn't crack, somebody blinked. Okay? Picture this analogy. If you're in a very crowded room, like say like a movie theater or some, forum, or a very large room with a lot of people in it. Okay, if one person yells fire, what happens? Everyone heads to the exits, right? It's kind of the same analogy here. Once you have a certain amount of shorts in a stock, and again, this applies to the long side as well, but for this particular case, we're going to just talk about the shorts because they were the ones that got caught on CBLI. So once a certain number of shorts get caught, what happens is somebody's going to get anxious. This 2 is not going to crack. It's not cracking. Somebody is going to blink. And what happens is it's the equivalent of somebody yelling fire in a movie theater. Everyone starts freaking out and starts heading for the exits. They start slamming the offer, hitting market orders or whatever, and they're going to try to bail their position. Okay, and usually, maybe it could be caused by one guy with a lot of shares covering, and then that just triggers a domino effect. It could be just a series of guys. It could be a chat room. Who knows, right? But the bottom line is that's kind of the analogy that you want to picture in your head. Just a room full of people, right? And it's funny that we call it this is a crowded play. It's the same thing like a crowded room, right? So if there's too many people, thinking the same thing, and all of a sudden somebody does something that kind of influences everyone else in a very dramatic way that results in some sort of panic type emotion, then you get like a bunch of people freaking out, and you get these kind of moves right here, right? People start heading to the exit. Stock moves from 208 up to 269. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge move in just 2 candles, which is only 6 minutes. And you kind of notice this on this big candle was the largest volume of the day, 1.75 million. So you can kind of see to what magnitude people were starting to freak out. Now, this pattern was repeated throughout the entire day. Every single time, essentially, when the stock looked like it was going to finally turn and become a solid short, such as this double top right here, right? Imagine if you were looking at this chart and you only saw this double top form, you saw this big red candle, maybe you might be tempted to short VWAP rejects again. And then, you short here, and then all of a sudden, the stock's not dropping below 225, which is approximately the start of this big candle right here, which is now acting as support. And guess what? It's pretty much round 2. The same thing happens, low volume. Enough shorts get trapped again. Somebody starts freaking out. Although, this is not a big panic, area right here. So it was probably over a period of time people were slowly freaking out. But eventually, once the high of day broke, you got the big volume again, almost 1.25 million. And then people started heading for the exits again. And then the pattern repeated again and again and again. And if you look at it right here, once again, the same pattern right here. It held support, which is the previous resistance, now acting as support. Now you got support here from the previous resistance, and this is now acting as new support. And guess what? They do the same thing over and over again. They trap more shorts. They got this little pattern right here that maybe some people might have misinterpreted rather, as another double top. And guess what? They just trapped more and more and more, grinded them through all the stages of hell, all the way until power hour. And obviously you guys saw what happened. It just kept going up and up and up, and at this point in the day, most of the shorts are forced to fold their hand, because at this point there are some people I'm sure that are down over $2 a share even. So at this point in time, the shorts knew that they were done, and that's when you got this little parabolic speed up kind of move, which made it a lot easier for me to long versus this chop and grind during lull. So I actually took my trader nap during pretty much all of this chop and grind low volume, and I woke up around 2:30, 2:45 Eastern, and then once I saw this parabolic, I was able to scalp these dips with small size. Didn't trust it as it approached to the close because I didn't want to risk any news coming out or something that screws up the play. But other than that, basically that's how short squeezes work. They just kind of lure the shorts into thinking that they're in the clear with these fake double tops, and they kind of hold this support level and, you know, consolidate, grind them, trap some more once they feel like they got enough trapped, and then they end up squeezing them. And, you know, one person ends up blinking, they start freaking out, causes a chain reaction, and that's pretty much how it is. So that's pretty much how short squeezes kind of start, and that's how they end up, you know, causing a stock to go from 2 to almost 5 in one day. So that being said, guys, hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. I just want to keep this video short. Got a couple more videos lined up for you guys this week. Some new awesome content will be posted on my website, www.madazmoney.com. Again, check it out when you guys got a chance. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you guys next time.